Salute and thank you, NERDSoul. Lay Ill Kid at OneYoungsta, hold it down, bring that Street Geek and NERDSoul. Like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell. Let's go, y'all, man. It's NERDSoul specials because we doing something we don't normally do. Oh, nah. But I have the resident business expert on the NERDSoul news team. Right here, he does financial analysis. You've seen him on MSNBC, you've seen him on CNBC, and now you're seeing him right here. Coop of Blerd-ish, what's up?
And stop that before you get the financial police on you. I'm just a guy who's a hobbyist. I am no longer in the financial world. I am not. I follow the news like everybody else.
So
you have to say that just in case if somebody wants to say
he's financial purposes. He's never been on CNBC, but nah.
Regardless of which, I don't give financial advice.
Yeah, we ain't gonna tell you to come over here and buy our course. You know what I'm saying?
I just want to
so we can teach you. So we can teach you how we sip champagne on yachts.
Fool around, you gonna have a bunch of people with what's that thing called? WhatsApp?
Oh,
chasing you down and cloning you.
Oh. Anyway, so check this out. Coop sent me. You know what, Coop? I want you to tee this up. What did you send me? You sent me a video. What did you send me?
Basically, I'm on CNBC now, and it's a video. Basically, Americans love TJ Maxx. Here's why big brands do too. But then it was the video, like CNBC, they do this great video series on retail. So they did one on, to keep it nerdy, on Halloween Spirit Halloween. I messed it up. Actually, a pretty good video of how the system of that works. Mm-hmm. But then I kept rolling it and I saw the thing for TJ Maxx. Now, in all transparency, I do have stock. I've been having stock in TJ Maxx since 2020. And the stock, as they rightly said, has doubled. It's evergreen, in the midst of COVID and all these problems, because me and Mike have known the secret sauce, and most people have. If you like nice things, and this company sells nice things at a discount by certain brands, then it's no secret. However, CNBC was like talking about the treasure hunting aspect. Going in the gym.
And we just thought it was funny. Because
it was funny.
Because they tee it up. They tee it up like, oh, the off price and treasure hunting and this, that, and the third.
I'll say this. The off price, in air quotation, off price is what got me cracking up. It's a good video by all chances, and honestly, I'm not telling you to invest in it, but I'm just saying the reason why I invested in TJ Maxx, because I was reading up information years ago, like, hey, things called inflation fighters, and like, hey, if you're going to invest, you need to, part of your portfolio, if I was discussing financial advice, it need to be something stable and sound and all that. And it's like, what do people need in terms of downturn? You need clothes, you need food, you need transportation. You need the essentials. You need to brush your teeth. Wash your butt.
Please, brush your teeth. Right.
So if you need medicine. Like, those things just never go out of style because it's not a trend. They're essential. They're essentials. So it's just the way that they were positioned and selling it, like, oh, because TJ Maxx it's not just serving the poor market. They kept saying that a couple times. It's not just serving the poor or the low income market. And I know you got to say these terms when you're discussing analysis and trends and segments. But what are your thoughts on this, Mike, where they give those assessments and those breakdowns? And how
all right, so they go through this whole video about like it's offering bargains, and TJ Maxx is positioned to give people a treasure hunting vibe, and I'm like, yeah, how about this? We gonna skip past the fact that the economy has caught up with Brad and Karen, because see, Burlington and Ross and TJ Maxx and Marshalls and Value City, stores like this been around for a minute. But they always call them discount stores because
that discount store cut deep. Oh,
yeah, discount stores because only poor people, mostly black people, could go there, and we had to go to the clearance rack. And the clearance rack in these stores are always like, it's huge, like clearance over here, go get it. And I have no problem with it. I grew up on the clearance rack. The only thing is, Brad and Karen always looked down on us for going to the clearance rack and shopping at these stores. Now they got to go there, so we have to spin it to make it seem like discount stores aren't as bad as we said they were before.
Do you mind if I read some stuff from this article? I found more of the written version of this.
Oh, I'm gonna get into some comments too. I thought the comments was funny.
I didn't, because I haven't went to the video, but just reading just to set it up, like from the article, and I'm gonna read it real quick. American shoppers are increasingly trading down from trading down. Mm-hmm. They start off from department stores and opting to spend their money at off-price realtors. Mm-hmm. TJ Maxx is the largest player in the off-price industry. Oh, that word again. Help to change the way Americans think about the discount space. It was as if you went. It was where you went if you didn't have much money and you really needed to save. It isn't seen that way anymore. Why? I don't know. It's seen as being a very fashion-forward channel, says Neil Saunders, managing director of global data. They own Marshalls, blah, 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 Home's Good. So they're actually a part of the brand. So Marshalls, same thing.
Yeah.
Just TJ Maxx is the more richer version. Skipping ahead there, blah, blah, blah. For this to benefit the brands, selling to off-price stores must be done discreetly. And I like how they talked about that. Basically, TJ Maxx cannot put an individual item where you can like search the brands on their website by force, so it won't take away the ability for them to hit you over the head for their exuberant price from the main brand. But then this is what's funny. If a logo shirt is picked up and purchased, let's see. Siegel says that if a company sells its inventory to TJ Maxx, there is less brand dilution than if it were advertising clearance sales in its own stores. So basically their goal is to get as much money, then TJ Maxx get their money, and you get a little bit of piece of the pie. If a logo shirt is picked up and purchased, as soon as it's walked out of the TJ store, no one knows where it came from. I love that. It's not a TJ product, it's that brand's product. And that's a powerful proposition to be able to sell a lot of units without the normal degradation that brands see as they scale.
Because it's so degradatory when the poor people had to buy it. Now all of a sudden, because remember, we got those articles, we got those video essays and those articles from CNN and stuff around 2015 or so, when Brad and Karen couldn't come straight out of college to get homes no more. Remember, it became a big deal. All of a sudden, housing was an issue when they couldn't get it. I'm like, bro, we ain't never been able to buy a house. What you talking about? Now all of a sudden we got, there's a housing crisis. Is it? But anyway, let's continue. Go on ahead, my brother.
It's just so funny and watching the video. Like, I really actually it's a good video. Like,
yeah, it's a good video. It's just funny the words they use to kind of pretty up the fact that Brad and Karen ain't got money like that no more.
But they don't. But y'all, I could literally screenshot when I bought my stock, and I knew the answer. I knew the answer. Hey, TJ Maxx sell good-ish. It's a company people know. Black folk and people been shopping us since the late 70s, 80s. It's been around at least the 80s.
We've been holding down these discount stores would not exist without us. Let's keep it real.
And if you a skinny person, like I've been a chubby person for most of my life. When I was skinnier, see me when I was skinnier, I would go even cheaper. I would go to Old Navy when it was like, I couldn't even really let's keep it a buck. I'm gonna keep it really real with you, y'all. I couldn't afford TJ Maxx, so I was like finding out TJ Maxx and Marshalls. That's looked down upon. Like, they stuff live, man. Like they had all the fat. Look, I graduated school in 2003, so walking back, y'all, just in that time frame, and in the 4 years, where I know all of my friends, especially the skinny dudes. Shout out to the skinnier dudes. Bro, you can always get their size, and then when you can wear like the 2-3X shirts, they buying up all my sizes. They got the big extra baggy clothes when it was that time, you know.
They had the
And shout out
headbands
to,
and a baggy shirt.
if you want a time capsule of this, look up the time trailer for 2005. I love his act
That
because
joke is funny.
it bootleg DVDs. So you got a good visual, a person out there with the comedy act that really represent my college time through that time, kind of, you know, with the Von Dutch, you know, belts and hats
boy.
and the, you know, the Air Force Ones
and all that stuff.
The damage, like the return of Jabot jeans, that was they on their third wave, I think, before they phased out. So
But
you know, you had this.
Another thing that's interesting about this that it seems they just gloss over or like don't even mention is that, and this is not that TJ Maxx does not do well, because they said, you know, compared to Ross and Burlington, they're killing them. So it's not like people just want cheap stuff. So TJ Maxx does market themselves well. But here's the thing. These brands make tons of stuff and department stores are gone. So they gotta go somewhere. Let's think about this. All we really got is Macy's, right? JCPenney is basically gone. Sears, anyone? They're gone. Best products, they're gone. Tallheimers, they're gone. So let's be honest. These brands make tons of clothes and there's nowhere for them to go but to these stores. That's why these stores be filled to the gills with clothes, bruh. Like, essentially, TJ Maxx, Ross, and them are department stores now.
Here's the thing. This is why, and also I have Ross stock. Ross, I don't know if it's as high as. In fact, let me just pull something up. Ross,
but yeah, Ross and them, they have to take these clothes. I mean, or they have to give these stores their clothes because in their bags or book bags or whatever, because there's nowhere else for this stuff to go. You know what I'm saying? And they have to continue to flood the market because they have to seem like strong brands, meaning, you know, Ralph Lauren or, you know, Levi or whatever it may be.
For the past 5 years, just to give you an idea about Ross, of course, the crash of 2020 in March, when everything crashed, its low was like $63.90. Basically, March was the crash point for everybody. March was when everything shut down. That's when you can see this. If you watch the chart, you see a cliff nosedive of a price, $63, right? You know, guess how much Ross is right now?
What is it?
$149.90. Let's look at what TJ,
like even Macy's has its like what is it called, backstage or something. They have their little like discount section. Now you got to look for it. They got it in the back or it's downstairs, but even Macy's got their little discount section. Now they won't call it discount. It's what is it? I'm gonna pull up the actual name. It's like Macy's backstage or something. I'm like, you mean where poor people supposed to go? It's called Macy's backstage. That's what it is.
Let's look real quick at TJ Maxx 2020, the March 2020 nosedive. When March 6th crash on March 20th was like D-Day for everybody. $37.37. What it is right now, close $117.71. So it went up a lot. Like the past 5 years, a total culmination of 95%. So just if you had
all of these things are coming together, because remember, all of this stuff comes together because now we have record inflation going on. So people, yes, I still need clothes and I don't have a sewing machine, so I gotta get clothes, but I can't go to Saks Fifth anymore. I gotta go somewhere else.
Let's look at your people of Burlington real quick. They were 137, 138 on COVID D-Day for finances, March 2020. They're now at 257.78. So
shouts to Burlington.
Burlington didn't have that much,
you know what I'm saying,
movement, but it was a lot of movement still. Like any which one, if you had a few thousand, you would have doubled, tripled your money.
yeah, you be good right now. And that's the
Which
thing.
I put a little bit. I ain't put a lot. I wish I had more.
So it's like, this is the thing. Like, when I see these things, this, because, Coop and I talk. So when I see these things, it's not that the super detailed, analytical, financial mumbo gumbo talk isn't important, and it doesn't illuminate these things. But from the street, I'm like, bruh, where's the competition? Department stores are gone, and people ain't got no money, and this stuff is overpriced anyway, which leads me to the first comment. Go ahead.
Oh, well, let me add also to this. Not only are department stores gone, malls are gone.
Yeah,
in fact,
malls are gone.
When you do this analysis more, guess what was the other side of this? Another video I watched. Why strip malls are becoming more important, yada yada yada, and then they talk about more.
And notice how these stores are becoming the anchors of these strip malls.
Thank you. So we just talked about TJ Maxx. We just
because
talked about
anchor stores would usually be something like Macy's or Sears or something like that. And honestly, in the mall close to where I'm at, I'm in Richmond metro area. There's a mall called Chesterfield Town Center. And TJ Maxx is part of that mall. Macy's is on one side and TJ Maxx is on the other side.
Mm-hmm. And
it used to be Macy's. Well, no, I'm gonna take it back. It used to be Sears and JC Penney.
Yeah. Sears and JC Penney were always your anchor. Then Macy's, when they start moving through more, like Macy's probably was in your city, it stayed more just because East Coast. And they start moving down south, which somewhat worked, somewhat became a failure because it just depends,
But yeah, I remember like these places they did a catalog. Sears did a catalog. J.C. Penney's, Best did a catalog. All these places, Tallheimers and stuff. Man, them stuff don't exist no more. But these brands are still making 100,000 T-shirts, so they gotta go somewhere. Macy's can't take all the shirts, so they gotta go somewhere. You know what I'm saying?
Basically, and it's actually like they make money. Everybody makes money off of it. It's a weird symbiotic relationship that if you probably buy from TJ Maxx, everybody got something out of the deal, which is crazy.
Yeah, and the lady in the article, the lady in the video said, when they buy the clothes, the brand still gets its brand visibility out there on the street. You know what I'm saying? So the end goal is still maintained.
They for me, I'm not a dude, I'm not really loyal to any brand just because that's never been me. Of course, everybody like Ralph Lauren and stuff like that, but sometimes I can't afford it. Depending on what my size, what I have, or I just don't have that need in my life to be low down to my socks.
Yeah, mine is more of like whatever color I'm looking for and whatever texture or whatever I'm like. Am I looking for a sweater? Am I looking for a sweater like this, or am I looking for pants like that? I don't really care who made. I don't care who make the pants. I just want some nice pants, and that leads me to my very first comment that I'm gonna talk about on this because I thought it was funny. The first comment says the highest comment with the most likes says maybe people are just sick of overpaying for stuff. Thank you. Because look, I'm gonna keep it real. Anyone who's watching this video or listening to this podcast, I'm almost absolutely sure you can go to your grandma or your great aunt or your great uncle's house and find some old sweater from 62. You are not going to be able to get no sweater you bought yesterday that lasts that long. It's just not happening. Because people they're not giving you the same quality they used to give. So now people know the quality is crap. It's only going to last a year, maybe two. So if it's only going to last 2 years, why am I paying $80 for a pair of shorts, Nike? What are y'all doing?
Be real.
Dick's Sporting Goods, y'all wilding in there, son. I was like $80 for one pair of shorts. It's not even like a 3-pack. My dude.
If you get something that quality that lasts, that said sweater, it's gonna cost you $300. Real talk. It's gonna cost you the wool gonna be extra. It's gonna be extra well knit. So they gonna do something that may last maybe 10, 20 years, and possibly if you don't really wear it. So And don't even get me started on fast fashion, which I understand why people got gripes with that, because it isn't the most economical thing for the environment.
Nah.
But also a lot of people who tell you what to do about the environment be the ones we get money off of it. But I ain't gonna. That's a whole nother discussion. But it's just, yeah, man. Like, people don't want to overpay. Like, and then as we get older, as we have things, I have nostalgic things that I like. That I treat myself like video games. Okay, for one, I don't really buy that many physical games. Mike, no, I bother him about a weird beat 'em up that you can only get digital. But you know what? It might cost me $20 or less. In fact, this one I'm gonna buy this week. Not gonna be, you can't even get it physical, but I can store it on my machine. My usable life of playing video games, it probably will be there because it's independent, unless something weird happens to get delisted.
Yeah.
Probably it'll be a long time before that happens, but it's something I get to try for the cost of a couple of beers. So that's how I justify it. Yes, beers unfortunately are high. So if you go to a bar, so that's how I look at it. Like, oh, I'm having a sociable experience. This isn't really breaking me. I had to curtail some of my buying in that space because, like, okay, I feel like, I'm back into the level of completion. That's being wasteful. But hey, it's not really breaking me. Buying $200, $300 shoes, and if you got it like that, I like to preface that because it's always that pushback of like, what you do with tell them about their money. You're right. I'm not going to tell them about their money. I just think it's stupid because I do follow some hype beast channels for fun. But you know what? As things got tighter towards, I say, the end of COVID, and then
because people be lying, bruh. But go ahead.
But like, through the other thing, I think the hype beast channels, I think a lot of them are well shot. I like the culture because it's kind of adjacent to when you look at nerd culture, people nerded out on something. Because even with nerd culture, people be wasting a lot of money between toys and collectibles and other stuff. So all these things kind of move in tandem with each other, just different pockets, and then there's a lot of overlap. And then you be like, good Lord, that's stupid. But it's just like, high beast people be like, one first of the year, like, these shoes are coming, I'll get it. Then they be like, these shoes failed, they flop, because they're using them like stocks. I mean, literally, the shoe thing is called stock.
Any market you try to make a speculative market is like not always.
It's
not always a good look.
And I just want clothes. I just want to look decent. I do not want my clothes to be speculative stock. I want some nice clothes. Like me, I buy dad. Like, I don't buy real dad shoes, but I'll buy like what's called like the Nike Air Max SC. They're based on like the Nike Air Max 1. They're kind of in that family. It's a homage to it. Got it on sale from Nike. After that, shipped to my door for $66 after taxes. The shoe is comfortable. It's black and white. It looks good. It was like, I need a new everyday shoe because I wore my other versions of it out. They brought it back. It got my size. I saved probably $40 to $50 on what they usually try to get for the shoe. And this is how I know companies are BS. The shoe I just listed, I bought my shoe. I think I bought it from the discount Nike store, from the Nike outlet, because it got popular and people started really buying the SCs because they're like not the weird Air Max, but like I said, it was enough of homage to that one people like, because Air Max 90s went up and ridiculous. And I got a pair of Air Max 90s, or I got the homage to the 90s. So there's a little bit of difference. They raised the price on the SCs when the things were cheaper. They raised them up by $20 to $30, and then they'll have sales. So now they dropped again on certain colors and different things. Like, and also, they do the thing where each color is its own shoe now. So the same price ain't across the board. It's just depending on what color and all these rules, whatever. All that to say is, I try to get a sale on everything that I need.
Now, peep this. The next comment under this video, and I got the video, the link to this video is in the description, so you can check out this video on CNBC, whatever. The very next comment, the next comment that has the most likes says, TJ Maxx has been the spot since the 90s. A lot of people thought they were too good to shop there. until their pockets
Yep.
got low. Now, hopefully, they don't get greedy and start raising their prices.
And you know who did that? Just to tie it back, Goodwill. Because
Mhm.
Goodwill, people didn't know for the longest until, like, again, in the past 5 years, thanks to hype beasts and to resellers, especially in the video game market, that Goodwill is a for profit company. It's not like the Red
Yeah,
Salvation company. So
yeah.
they
Goodwill
have
out here
now
trying to make money.
Goodwill caught on, and because they were getting juiced, and people were hi. We got over on Goodwill. Goodwill say hold my beer. So they raised their prices up to overmarket. So it's rare you're gonna find something, and then they can adjust it, I think, on the spot. So even the clothes have now gone up to mall level prices, the
Yep.
old mall level prices. So
Those people mess it up. I mean,
you
even
can
though Goodwill, you can still come up. I mean, shoot, this because since Goodwill deals with stuff that people kind of give away, that's another place. Like, look, man, because I grew up, like we said, look, poor kids fashion. I grew up where it's like, all right, hit Goodwill, see what they got. You would just go and like they said, treasure hunting. Yeah, now Brad and Karen want to treasure hunt. We've been treasure hunting
yeah,
since we was
Goodwill.
born. Anyway, the joint would be like, yo, it's a random Thursday. Let's go to these two Goodwills and just see what they got. Cause you never know. Or thrift stores. Let's go there and see what they got. Cause honestly, you never know. You go in there, you be like, oh snap,
And
they got
also,
this. They only want
I
$20.
want to
Word.
I want to give a shout out, even though I never really went. I think my wife went. For y'all who know what Dirt Cheap is, shout out to Dirt Cheap, but it's closing. It's all going away. All 66 locations. A lot of people about to lose work again. They're based in
Dang.
like through the South, Louisiana. It's originally from Mississippi, but it was like in 3-4 states. So that's a lot of people from places that I be at, and my hometowns, in my place, about to lose people, about to lose jobs. So that just got announced when, in
Dang,
relation to
man.
all this. So, and that's another place that's where people, now that's like, yes, on the lower end of it, but I'm not gonna knock anybody if they find some clothes or whatever. Because guess what? My my son, my son, special needs. He's a growing boy, and they wear uniforms. If my sister-in-law, she's great at thrifting, and she would find him some clothes. She'll find him some Nike shirts. She'll find him some shoes. She'll find him some pants. Hell, when he was being born, you know how we got all his, kids' toys and stuff, and stuff, and like getting strollers and swings to rock them as sleep. Those things are expensive. Guess what my wife did? Found all that stuff off of Craigslist, and in good condition that still worked. And then, unfortunately, our stuff, I don't know if we sold it or it got flooded. I think we sold it, which is crazy. When our house got broke in before he was born, and we were storing all that stuff, right?
Hmm.
They stole my Wii. No, they didn't steal my Wii. They stole my PlayStation 3, I think. Or was no, they stole the 3. I had to replace the 3. They stole our TV, my plasma TV. I think they was looking for the camera, and we didn't have any money. So they just trying to do a hit quick on electronics. If they would have stole the baby stuff, do you know how they would have came up? They still none of that. I was like, thank God. I was like, all right. But they
And
didn't take the Wii.
that's another come up thing, which is like Craigslist. Yo, Craigslist free, you never know what you're gonna find. Like, look, but see, like I said, like I'll be talking about Hollywood with these budgets, we gonna circle right back around to the media, y'all. Like I'll be talking about Hollywood with these budgets. I'll be like, y'all weren't raised on the clearance rack. Cause I'm pretty sure I can make all of y'all movies that y'all be making for at least about $30 million less.
Well, they
Like,
be,
cause
creative
we gotta,
account.
they'd be like, well, the staff is going, we have craft services and the staff is going to be, I'll be like, look, check it.
I mean,
We gonna have Andel come up. Everybody gonna be eating peanut butter and jelly, or you got tuna, or you got tuna salad sandwiches. One or the other. That's what y'all gonna eat every day. Then next, instead of everybody getting drove to the studio, all right, and Tahoes and Yukon Denali's and and Cadillacs and everything, you gonna get picked up in a Prius. All right, word. We gonna save money there. Also, look, because I was raised on the clearance rack, so I know how to come in there and be like, look, we gonna save some money.
pick me up in a sky blue Buick Regal with that slap.
Gonna get that cloth on the back, that cloth top on it. Yo,
Give me the
look,
cloth seat so I can give me a nap before I get to the business.
yo. I was like, why these movies cost so much, bruh? And then we
You
ain't
know the
getting nothing
answer.
for it. We ain't getting nothing
Slush
for it.
fund account,
Man, these
slush
joints be
fund account.
slush. Well, actually, I can't remember if there was a guy, a financier from the Middle East somewhere got caught, like he got caught hustling either drugs or guns in like the financing of his films and stuff. It's like, yo, they be playing funny money with that stuff.
Money laundering, though. Money laundering.
Yeah.
They gotta swap. They gotta swap and clean something out.
Yep.
What uses money? Large swamps of money that nobody's gonna like.
Nobody really asked for. Yeah.
Nobody's gonna ask, and you're gonna be hard to prove it if you don't get got. If you're looking into.
Yeah, they'd be like big blockbuster film. Yeah, of course it costs $200 million, and nobody asks any questions.
Where shout out to Double Toasted. There was like Joker. So really, I'm trying to understand. Like, no, it was Kevin Smith. Like, there's like, okay, when you break down the salaries, like, okay, Joaquin, he gonna get his 20. What's her name? Lady Gaga gonna get her 12, 15. Such and such director probably gets 15, 20. So let's just say that's 50 million right there. It was like, so they made, I think it was Mark Bernard, he said, so they made $150 million musical / courtroom drama. How? It was like, how?
Bruh,
it's just,
look, I'm telling you.
And then he's like, these clothes are from the 70s. That don't cost that much, or you get the hairstyling and the sets. It's not special effect laden.
Like I said, like I said, when the first one came out, y'all got lucky because it's really not that interesting. And people was like, nah, man, it's the best movie in the world. But I was like, all right, they tried to spin the block. I was like, watch. That's why I've been quiet the whole time. I've been like, y'all going to soak this up. Because it was because the concept was kind of weak in the first place. But at least they kept their budget kind of low. They ain't try to swing for the fences. Now they try to swing for the fences.
I mean, I feel like Todd Phillips, not to get too far from it. I think he hated the movie. He hated everybody who liked the movie. He hated everybody who hated the movie. And he hates himself and he hates everybody. And he like, this way, y'all ain't gonna never ask me to do, like, y'all get it. Y'all want to do superhero movies? And I mean, cool, if you could be Matt Reeves and make a cool thing like Penguin that's in the universe, but it's like its own thing. Yeah. That's a way to be cool. But like Todd Phillips, like, look, man, I'm gonna get this money. I ain't gonna say no. Y'all gonna make me do it because it's either y'all do it or y'all get somebody else. Once they said it was a musical,
I was like, bro, y'all know this ain't gonna make no money, right?
I was like, y'all have fun with that. But back to TJ Facts.
So all right, here's the last comment I'm gonna hit. Someone said, I have literally seen, some young lady said, I have literally seen the same Calvin Klein dress on Macy's selling floor for full price and found the same dress at TJ Maxx for half price in the same day. Right. Yo, man, that's why I say they make all this stuff. It's got to go somewhere. They can't send all. Macy's isn't big enough, and there's nowhere else. There is no JCPenney's. Not really. I know people like JCPenney still exists. Yes, but not in the heyday of like 90s. JCP don't exist in that way.
JCP is dying. It's literally been dying.
Yeah, it doesn't exist in that way.
It's attached.
Sears can't get it. Best doesn't exist no more. Amazon doesn't have physical locations. Like these clothes have to go somewhere.
Amazon is something different entirely.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, if you were to try to give it to someone, the only other places you have are Target and Walmart.
Well, you do have some other places. I worked at them. Well, rest in peace to defunct places like Wieners. I used to work at Wieners. And I worked at City Trends. And before it was City Trends, it was Allied Dress for Less. Worked at City Trends for a couple of years.
Shouts to Dress for Less. Shouts to City Trends. Shouts to Value City.
I didn't even know if Value City's still open. Shout out to them.
I think Value City is still open out there in Hampton.
Or maybe the one in
all my Hampton VA people let me know. Value City's still out there. Let me look. I think Value City's still out there.
So
Value City clearance used to get a brother right before school.
So it's like, places where people, I think when I worked at City Trends, of course, during those formative college years, probably my sophomore year, I quit Burger King. My ninth grade, my freshman year, I was like, I can't do this no more. I got to go somewhere better.
Shouts
And
to
then
Burger King, my first job, y'all.
before I went to the call center phase, I was at the city trend phase. So, I went through all the problematic, weird places to go work at during college. Fast food, clothing, then call center upgrade. And I put that in quotation marks. But it's just with city trends, yes, you get a lot of weird nothingness, like, brands that just like, what the hell is this? But then you'll get a lot of stuff like for ladies, especially for ladies, like mud jeans. Very popular, right? Remember mud jeans?
Yep.
We had a ton of those things. Now, I don't know if we had the newest brand, but we got like I remember my boss, she's like, oh, mud jeans. She's like, my daughter love these and that, but they ate them things up, especially the Days of Dudes. All right, them things sold. Like, this was the age where like it wasn't so much where the bottom of it out. I ain't knocking nobody who do, but I'm just saying it was increasing where it's like, if you want to wear some hot pants, like they say on some Dukes, this is where it was. If you want to get them cheap, you get all that. You get your REI, all them little lady brands, and then for some of the guys, they didn't really have. I think they started having Jabot when Jabot was done. It was like when you knew Jabot was done, it popped up in City Trends. Rest in peace to Jabos. I think they still exist.
These brands be getting a new lease on life because what happens is people that can only afford City Trends end up buying it up. So it's like, oh, hold up, people still rocking City Trends? I mean, people still rocking Jabos? But the funny thing is, the people that be rocking Jabos, I ain't gonna call those people out, but those people you be like, all right, man, it's kind of old, but then you be like, well, I mean, they still look nice.
That's those fresh prison fits, like when somebody just come out. And they get like, look, I remember Jabot, so they'll sell that. They'll still was selling a little bit of FUBU. Even City Trends got rid of FUBU, and now Walmart got
FUBU,
it.
Man, FUBU was.
But they tried. Speaking of Brad and Chad and Karen, remember when they tried to bring FUBU back in the American, what's it called? American History or American Eagle? American Eagle tried to bring FUBU back and then try to overcharge for FUBU. And we y'all, we done went through this phase. Like, y'all trying to bring a brand that kind of crashed and burned, and it wasn't like that long ago. Like, we're not going to be wearing the same old regular FUBU because, for one, people start clowning FUBU, for whatever reason. I mean, one time FUBU had its own brand stores in malls, and then it just all came. I think they sold the brand anyway, so it ain't like
I think they sold the brand, and then that was kind of like the end of it.
And it's just like, it still exists. I mean, it's Walmart. And just like even Reebok had fell off and now they try to save it. Reebok still have ties to like the classics and stuff.
Yep.
And the craziest thing is like,
because on the low, Walmart clothes is kind of straight now. Like, I ain't going front. Like, I was like, hold up, what? When I was a kid, Walmart clothes got you clowned. Now Walmart, I'm like, yo, kids don't know. Kids don't know the struggle.
I mean, they'll still get you clown because people are weirder and stranger, but it's like some things. It ain't like how it
I mean, sorry, I'm talking about how they look and the quality.
You knew when it was like trash. Like if you rip,
like now I'm like, hold up, the pocket fall out. This is an actual nice shirt that I would wear. This is this isn't something that I'd be like, man, if y'all get this out of my face.
The texture is better in Walmart clothes now because it used to just feel like flimsy old people clothes, but now it's like, okay, you can get a bunch of nice activewear or whatever. And it's two brands that in particular, that one is kind of just all right, but I think it's still there, but it went to Walmart and it kind of lived another life, was Starter. Starter was a thing.
Starter and
Champs
Champion
was weird.
Yeah, Starter and Champion went to Walmart.
Was the weirdest thing I've seen. You could get Champion at Walmart, but then like all the now older Gen Z kids, they were younger at the time, really got into Champion. I'm like, Champion is back. Champion jackets, coaches jackets became a thing, but the hype beast made Champion go up in value, but it still kept some of its like budget roots. Like Champion was strange. Like, it's hype and cheap at the same time. And it's just like, I don't know if it's still considered good. I would still rock Champion. I definitely would wear their jackets. Shoes, not so much. But them shoes.
You don't want that big old C?
Hell no. Champion shoes would fail to like Payless stores before Payless is gone. So all these older things that were known universally are nationwide, a lot of retail has just failed, and malls have failed drastically, just like with the big box stores. And sometimes I read comments too, and sometimes I get mad at our fellow nerds who just go on nostalgia and they don't do analysis. They don't know how to look at this type of stuff from this type of point. Like, people like, why Toys R Us failed and blah, blah, blah. That's what's wrong with America. Like, Toys R Us failed because they had a niche that they could not compete with Walmart and Target. They got ran out when they ran, but also don't feel bad for them. They ran out mom and pop stores. Like, now, even the last holdout of things that I never thought would run out, True Value. Maybe a lot of people don't know it. My dad swore by True Value. Other than Sears, Craftsman, Tools, he loved True Value. True Value is now going out of business. So it's like, retail ain't built to last. But all I can say is, with your money.
Well, I mean, there are some retails that stay around, but they notice the people that they serve. We see everybody come and go, but TJ Maxx, Ross, Burlington, they still here. You want to know why? Because there's more poor people than rich people.
And now the rich
people ain't enough to support your resorts. They ain't enough to support your theme parks. They're not enough. Which is why Disney's going through problems at their theme parks. Back in the 90s, I remember families that would take a yearly trip to Disney. You can't do that now. Nowadays, Disney is a once in a lifetime thing. Like, all right, we going once, we going to do it real big at Disney one time, and then we going to remember it forever.
Yeah, like,
bruh, you can't go to your average family can't make the trek to Florida.
You have to go California. With multiple families and get a resort. I mean, you go to Disney World. Disneyland is still expensive.
I mean, think about this.
To California.
Imagine your family. All right, because you either have Disneyland in Cali or Disney World in Florida. Let's say you're a family in Illinois. You gotta fly there you gotta fly there first. Do you know how much that round trip ticket gonna cost for a family of let's say 5?
Because I mean, you probably still cheaper to go to Florida because Cali is just it's ridiculous.
Yeah, so like a family of 5 to fly before we even get started. And then when you get there, you'd be like, yo, man, let me get a bottle of water. All right, that'll be $15.65. What?
Man, look, let's just keep it a buck, y'all. Like, let's keep it a little hood here. I'm from the generation where I used to have a Wendy's before the theater down the street. Before I even lived over here, we would get the Wendy's, stick it in your clothes, stick it in that purse, got a whole meal.
Shouts to the $5 or less. When you hear a soda can open up.
Bruh, like the Wendy's had those little smudgy burgers with the foil so you can smush it real tight. And it still don't be nasty and wasted. Shout out to the Wendy's workers for brown burgers, right?
Shout out.
And it's just like we would do that all the time. Now my wife don't want to do that, and I get it. Yes,
you know what I'm saying? We got more integrity.
After you grow up, we got more
integrity.
We get the food at the theater because like the taste. But at the same time, when you were a college student, man, Wendy's at the movies was high class quality. It was just high limit. Like
shouts to when you be in the movie theater and you be like, hold up, is that Popeyes?
Smell fries and Popeyes and all that. So this is how we did it, man. I mean, I'm not proud of some
the funny thing is,
stuff.
Movie theaters thought the answer to that was like, all right, we'll just cook food here. It's like, no, bruh, it's cheaper. It's not that we want real food here. We want food that's affordable. Like, bruh, I can't get the same candy that I got in here, but like, I don't know, 4 times the price. That's why I stop at 7-Eleven before I come here. I get my candy, stuff it in mama's purse. You know what I'm saying?
Shout out to 7-Eleven and Circle K. The Circle K will have the no name. Like, if you got like a good Circle K, shout out to the one in Jackson, Flowwood, one of the best Circle Ks ever. It's clean. They gonna have that easy name that's gonna tell you. Instead of it'll be like Trolley sour worms, they be like summer gummy worms, sour gummy worms. Circle K. It's a white bag. It'd be like $2, or it'd be like, or if you really go cheap, it'd be like that red bag, red brand with the Sadler's candy. Same thing. It's a little like more rougher, but it tastes the same. And it's in that easy real plastic. and it'd be like $2 or less. So you can get your sugar fix from multiple places, and you just sneak it in there. So you can just circumvent that. Whether if people want to judge that, too bad. You must ain't never had to live off clearance because you balling. That's great. You probably looked at people like, "Oh, you go to TJ Maxx." I'm telling you, it was a privilege for me to go to TJ Maxx. That's where I was at because of where I grew up at. I was on the edge near what you call the country, and people would call Baker the country, but it was still kind of closer to the municipality. So it ain't like I could just catch a bus or catch a train, y'all. It's different when you grow up in different parts of the country.
Yeah.
So for all you big city people,
which is
who grew up
this is not, this is not a slight on you or a slight on the South. This is a slight on the municipalities. Because if you think they ain't pulling in the same amount, if not more tax dollars than anyone else, they are. They playing funny with this money. Y'all supposed to have trains. Y'all supposed to have buses. Y'all supposed to have the overhead rail. Y'all supposed to have these things so people get around. But in a lot of cases, they like, we need to immobilize you and make sure that we keep y'all in one part of town because we don't want y'all to be able to get around to where we at.
Yeah, and make having better jobs and access to things much more accessible. Figure that out. But, and maybe the mortality rate will go down because if you can't get things, maybe you commit crime. Maybe you kill yourself. Maybe you just disappear and you'll give up in society. You never know. I mean, don't think that it don't tie into policing. But again, another story,
So I'll throw it with that. We've been chilling for a minute. I'm gonna throw it to you for final thoughts on this socio-economic analysis brought to you by the young brothers of BNBC. All right.
We haven't probably had a thing like this until we laughed at the GameStop stuff. Shout out to y'all who made money off of GameStop. But for y'all who jumped in it late, God, I hope you didn't lose too much money. I hope you did not fall for it. Like, for real, for real. Like, this ain't nowhere near as bad as that. In fact, this is actually good news. It's just how people spend things and make it like what we've been. Look, I can show you again snapshot of when I bought my TJ Maxx and Ross stock. I told my wife loves Ross. Every time we go on a trip, she goes to every Ross because you find stuff. And then again, you have a kid, you need stuff for work, you need to get certain things, and they carry
season changing. You like, oh snap, last year's jacket too small. Oh man, all right, well, we need a jacket real quick because we going to an event where we gonna be outside a lot or something like that.
Let me break this down to you. Another channel I watch, video game channel, and I like to tie financial stuff into. Since this is nerd, I'll tie it into nerdy things. Retro Rick, big time gaming. He owns a video store in Arkansas. Spends a lot of money on games. Do video. Good channel. If you into retro gaming, talk about stuff. His trick is when he goes to like a video game convention. This is how he gets around being able to ship stuff back. Go to Ross, go buy some luggage because their luggage is cheap. It's cheaper to buy big luggage, pay for the carry-on instead of ship it, then you just throw a whole suitcase of games and deals that you get in there. Bam, your inventory is taken care of.
Yep.
So he shows, he's like, hey y'all, I just go to Ross, I go to Marshalls or something like that. Go get the suitcase on sale, fill it up. Especially if you're somebody who's in retail. That's a trick to get around. Like if you need to haul stuff to get around exuberant costs. Shipping
because if you're depending on what you're flying, if you're flying first, you're gonna get an extra carry-on for free anyway. Or the extra carry-on, depending on airline, is only gonna be like $25 as opposed to who knows what it'll cost to ship for real for it.
Well, let's just say if somebody's not gonna steal your stuff, it's cheaper and safer to ship it with you. Have a bunch of luggage that you get, long as nobody doesn't happen. Instead of trusting they will ship it and ship it fast for you to get this stuff that you might need to flip. So I was like, dang, that's genius. I was like, all right. But I was like, he ain't that rough. But these channels, these hypebeast / resellers, be it Ross, they be at Goodwill, they be at Flea markets, they be at swap meets religiously. They have no cut about doing it. They will go anywhere, any store. They will
The
film it,
reseller game,
make content.
is real out there, y'all.
Look, and like these are people, of course. California one places is just ridiculous. They got all like they retail is better. They resell places better than any mall. Than your average stores. Like Cali got some stuff.
Yeah,
like you could jump into the game in some of these places. So, but yeah, final thoughts is just with that. Y'all, if y'all in like fellow nerds, whatever, get behind the analysis. Like I had learned a long way. Get behind numbers. If you want to invest in something, try to read up what they doing. Like WB, I am not loyal. Like I trash on WB for a reason. I sold their stock by the time they was doing all this flipping. I had a little bit of it by the time AT&T got rid of it, and they had proven to be terrible. Now they gonna always
it's like they trying to lose, man.
They own some IP that's so invaluable, Superman, Wonder Woman, Batman, and all that it's always gonna be worth something. The way the management and the reputation of it caused them to lose, would have caused you to lose money if you kept their stock. Like you have to do some trading and stuff like that. But if you try to hold it, you lost money.
And see, the thing is, they're not capturing the next generation, man. Like from someone, since I have a 6-year-old, being around other 6-year-olds and being around, like when we go to large events, small events, I'm not seeing the Superman and the Batman and the Wonder Woman shirts like I did when I was little. Now all I'm seeing is a whole bunch of Avengers, Spider-Man. Y'all aren't capturing the next generation. WB has figured out how to snatch defeat from the jaws of victory, bro.
And let me flip it this way. You know who else you probably see? I bet you still see Super Mario shirts. I bet you still see Sonic. You're still gonna see Zelda.
You're still gonna see stuff. Mario stuff is there. Sonic stuff is there. But and I barely see Batman and Superman and Wonder Woman anymore.
And I brought up Nintendo for a reason. We know Nintendo is special, but the gamers always talk about, Nintendo don't have their power. They blah 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 blah. Who is the most liquid video game company in Japan?
Y'all better throw some respect on Disney name.
No, like Nintendo has the most
respect on Nintendo names. Sorry.
So when in that report, Nintendo is very secretive. They can be pain in the butt. They probably are a cult. I am not joking, but they made sure to let that report go out. Like, oh, by the way, straight up cash money as a gaming company. Now Sony makes a lot of different things. Yeah. But as the game aspect, they are the richest from Japan.
Because Sony. Sony makes toasters, man. Sony makes everything. So, and Nintendo is like, all we do is make games.
And their stock price is somewhat similar or not far off from Sony's. And they believed in what they sold. They dog it about it, but they protect their IP, and they have a.
They protected,
IP is super protected, but they gonna get their licensing money. They gonna do that. So all I'm saying, y'all, with all that rambling. Just if you want to invest and don't be blind loyal to nothing. Sometimes learn to make money off these people who are making money off. Yeah, and also learn how to save your money.
Need to go get the most expensive version of it. It's probably at Ross. You know what I'm saying?
TJ Maxx,
Marshalls, TJ Maxx, Burlington, something like that. And
I ain't a big Burlington guy.
Don't sleep on your thrift stores. Don't sleep on Goodwill neither. You never know.
Hey, look, when you look, even though I don't like to support them, you got to get you some shoes real quick, baby. Go to the gas station spot where certain people that follow you through the store, maybe you might get a deal in there.
Man, look,
they be like, "Hello, my brother."
I make. You know what? Just tell them where they can find you. I ain't gonna mess with y'all no more.
It's time at Blerd-ish. I promise you, I do not give financial advice. I ain't gonna tell you what to do. I ain't gonna even tell you who to vote for. I'm gonna just tell you to vote. Just vote for your future, for the right way. Because don't play these games. It's early voting out here. Money and your rights go together. It's not always just about money, but kind of is. So be smart, do some research, read between the lines, know when people who are trying to juke, when rich people are trying to juke you and make them sound smart, but been teasing us since the 90s. People looking down on you from the 90s for saving money and looking good at the same time. Like if you get really, you get a polo shirt out of TJX, you should feel great about yourself. I get it. It ain't the newest trend or whatever, but at the end of the day, you gotta buy clothes. I ain't say you gotta have the best clothes. You just gotta have clothes. You gotta have essentials. Those things never get sound financial advice and essentials never fade away. That's why they're essential. Wisdom, y'all. Easy.
Anyway, final thoughts for me, like, yo, man, don't be crashing out trying to buy a pair of shorts for $80. You know what I'm saying? Like, it ain't worth it, man. Those shorts ain't gonna last but a season anyway. You know what I'm saying? Like,
now I would say
do all that.
It might be an investment if you're Instagram and you don't get money.
Bruh, but you ain't doing that. The average person ain't doing that. You just look, just get something that look nice and go to work. Like, stop acting like, stop trying to emulate this stuff that be happening on TV, movies, video games. You know what I'm saying? Music videos and stuff. Just look. Just get some stuff that look nice, fits you right. Look, you're gonna like the way you look. You know what I'm saying? Just do that. Just stop trying to do all this extra stuff, y'all. Look, it ain't no value in it for real. Like, just stop all the extra stuff. But anyway, I mean, if you keep doing the extra stuff, don't get mad when somebody be like, "Yo, man, I'm wearing the same shirt you wearing, and I've only paid $12, and you paid $112." Don't cry. Just be like, all right, man, I caught an L. But anyway, NERD. SOUL, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, podcast, all that jazz. And until the next time that you go into TJ Maxx or Ross or Burlington or Value City or wherever, and you find yourself in the clearance section, think of me. Peace.
Go off price, y'all. Off price is the new trend.